Okay. So, I'm kind of excited with that, because I feel like we're gonna have a weird fusion of, like, 80s action horror, thriller, and anime bullshit, kind of all slammed together, so...
The only thing I noticed in the intro is there's a guy in a suit with blonde hair, and when they were doing, like, the half faces, half face.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, I'm touching things.
I'm fine.
Half face, and then it was just his full face. But everybody else got half faces, so I feel like he's double important. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, no. I'm the blonde guy with the blue earring and the white suit. Yeah.
I didn't think it was white, but yeah.
Off gray, whatever. Cream, whatever. I feel like if I was listening to the lyrics better, it's probably just giving away the whole story in the lyrics, maybe, because they do that sometimes.
The only thing I kept noticing was it sounded like, I'm sure that's not the way it was intended, but the way she emphasized the words, it sounded like really bad translation, because she was like, send letters, goodbye, or something. I don't know, it just sounded...
Okay.
I'd have to hear it again, but...
Alright. Oops. Okay. A buzz breaks the silence. I start to rouse, pulled into consciousness against my own will. I've never felt this tired before. I just want to sleep, but the insistent buzzing, poking, and prodding isn't letting me. My old mattress may not be the comfiest of places, but that doesn't make me any more eager to wake up.
5 more minutes, Becca.
I swat away at what is nudging persistently at my side. Come on. Can't I just get a few extra minutes of sleep today? I promise I'll work hard once I'm up. A hand lightly taps my cheek, and something cold is suddenly being pressed at the back of my head. The icy sensation slowly spreads through the area, giving me an uncomfortable feeling.
Isabella? Isabella? Can you hear me? Isabella?
Oh, so she's not dead?
Maybe the house ate all of us. The fog immediately lifts from my mind the moment I recognize the voice and my eyes snap open. There, looking down at me, is Rose. Green hair. Another woman loiters beside her, but my attention is too focused on my co-agent to even ask why there's someone else with her. Rose's posture just screams worry, although she's keeping a straight face. Or trying, at least. I can't help but feel bad for making her fret. A wave of dizziness washes over me as soon as I try to get up, forcing me to lie back down again. Luckily, the feeling subsides after a few seconds, till only a mild throbbing somewhere at the back of my head remains. With a little assistance from Rose, I push myself upright. She hands me an ice pack and gestures for me to press it where I suspect a small bump is already formed, if the light ache in the area indicates anything.
All right, Isabella, where are we?
What?
In the mansion?
The Ermengarde Mansion. Why?
Oh, they're checking for a concussion.
Ow, my head.
And the date today?
October 21st? Rose.
Last one. Can you count to 15 in reverse order?
15, 14, 13, 12, no, that's wrong. Why are we doing this?
She's just checking if your injury is in any way serious.
This time, I curiously regard the woman standing beside Rose. It's impossible to overlook her, what with the way she towers over us. And here I thought Rose was already tall. Who is she anyway? One of the remaining cleaning crews? With how primly dressed she is, I don't think anyone would want to clean in a suit, an expensive suit at that. The gloves alone must have already cost a fortune. Her eyes slowly shift between me and Rose, considering us with an almost unreadable expression, before finally fixing a sharp gaze on me. I can't help but fold my arms protectively over myself as she does so. She may be far from a cleaning crew, but she certainly looks like our supervisor during evaluation. She's probably a client.
Just do it, please.
I eyed them both warily, but recite everything as she asked. Both Rose releases a breath of release once I'm done.
You scared me for a moment there. I was about to call for an ambulance. Are you all right?
Exasperation soon replaces the dull ache. The memory's a little fuzzy, but the attic and...
There was someone, Rose. In the attic.
Someone? You mean a client? Oh, that's unlikely. It's probably just one of the cleaning crews. The boss sent a few of them back this morning for some last minute...
No, not any of those. I'm not actually sure. Wait, didn't I call you? You said you were in the attic when you answered. That's why I went there in the first place.
Both Rose and the lady look at me like I've just grown another head. Did I say something weird? Rose quickly casts an apologetic smile at the woman before the awkward silence stretches on further. It's her saleswoman smile, the same one she taught me back when I was still her trainee. I should show this to troublesome clients or to avoid trouble in general, she advised. It's also the same one she gives me when I've done something particularly absurd that may cause us to lose a potential sale. Her eyes are serious when she turns back to me. She takes both my shoulders, gently squeezes it with as much patience as she can muster.
As much as I'd love to have gotten at least a heads up of your arrival, I didn't really get a call from you. You know, signal here is absolutely horrendous. I was in the garden earlier and couldn't even make a single call. Isabella, I'm going to ask again. Are you really all right? What happened?
I don't know. It's all a bit blurry. I remember I was looking for you, but you weren't in the attic. And there's... whoever it is. Then I must have tripped on a rug or something on the way down. Oh no. Do you think someone came in while you were out? You left the main door open. We are so going to get into big trouble if something gets stolen, Rose.
Perhaps it is a concussion.
Are you sure you feel fine? We could still call for an ambulance. I could cover for you.
No, I'm fine. I'm okay, Rose. I can work.
Wait. Hold your horses, Rose. I can't just miss an important sale because of a minor bump on the head. An extremely minor bump. I've had worse when I was a kid. This is nothing.
Besides, if I leave, you'll have to shoulder everything in the open house, alone. And in a mansion this big?
Well, there's also the part where I may lose that bonus BRC promised, but that's completely beside the point. Rose gives me a skeptical look when I return the cold compress. Cold compress? Mm-hmm. Is that what they're called? Sure, okay. Just as it's a nice bag. Cold compress to her and push myself off the floor. I have to use the staircase as railings to steady myself, but otherwise I feel fine.
See? I'm A-okay.
Two of them exchange a worried glance and Rose assumes a contemplative look. I bite my lower lip in anticipation. If she says no, I can't talk.
All right, you in.
Shall I read?
For a little bit, yes, please.
A smile threatens to slip out from me.
If I see that you aren't feeling well, I'm taking you personally to the nearest clinic to have you checked. Clear?
Clear as day, ma'am. Thanks, Rose.
You insisted. But remember what I said. First sign of you looking not okay, and we're off. No questions asked.
It's just a small bump. Don't worry.
You shouldn't downplay these kinds of things. It could be a serious injury for all we know.
Suddenly, a small cough sounds against the walls of the foyer, interrupting our banter. The woman is looking expectantly at the two of us, her stare making me shrink back a little on myself. She isn't really intimidating. Well, she is. But not in the scary negative way. Far from it, actually. Her demeanor simply commands an air of sophistication and respect. In a different world, a younger me would have probably wished to be like her. At our lack of response, she coughs again, lifting a well-trimmed eyebrow at me in question. Words get caught in my throat at the sight of it, and Rose, as usual, is swift to catch my blunders.
My sincerest apologies, Mrs.
Miss McCulloch. Marianne McCulloch.
Rose Designs. Interior designer. She hands Rose her business card.
Trolley Rose Designs?
The words interior designer catch my eyes before my partner flips it over.
Hold on.
Oh.
I want to write that phone number down.
Oh.
Oh well. I'm sure we can look at it later.
Probably someone interested in the mansion for its 17th century influences then. I wouldn't hold it against her, though. Despite the hearsays and remaining uninhabited for years, I can't talk either, the mansion's original fittings and furniture have been kept completely intact and restored to pristine condition. I suppose some people find that trip to the past feeling appealing. After all, with what it offers, this place could also be a haven for people looking to live somewhere with a classic historical charm.
Miss McCullough, I'm Rose Cooper, and this is my partner, Isabella Santos. We're just ironing out a few things, but we'll be starting the tour soon enough.
That's not how she said her name. She said it's Miss McCulloch.
Yeah, ugh.
McCulloch.
The voice actress sounds familiar. I feel like she voices one of the other characters too, just with a different
Rose?
bad accent. No, McCulloch.
McCulloch?
Yeah, if you listen.
Okay. I think she only voices the one. But okay, who do you think it is then?
I don't know, one of the other chicks. They all
Okay.
sound the same.
Them and their British accents.
In the meantime, we've prepared some refreshments for you in the parlor while you're waiting. If you could please.
Thanks. There's no need for it, though. I just dropped by for a quick survey of the place.
Is that name is definitely Scottish, but she sounds Irish.
Yeah.
Because MC is Scottish, MAC is Irish.
Well, I don't know. I'm no expert.
I thought I should check the estate before I meet with the homeowners.
Rose's confusion is impossible to miss when she glances at me, and I return it with an equally perplexed look. And against my better judgment, I blurt out the first question that comes to mind.
I'm sorry. Homeowners?
I should have kept my mouth shut. A flash of irritation crosses her face, but it instantly disappears under a mask of professional detachment.
Yes. Hannah Wright? I was hired by her to handle the interior design for their newly bought home. This is the Ermengarde Mansion, right?
It is, but
She pauses, possibly trying to find the right words to fix the awkward situation without offending someone. Suddenly, Rose nudges me with her elbow. We'll check with our supervisor, I don't know. Well, I feel like you obviously say the first one.
Right.
Yeah. Right. We'll check with our supervisor. Those few moments have given me enough time to clear my head of any nervousness or confusion clouding it.
It is, ma'am, but we weren't aware the mansion has already been sold.
What do you mean?
I almost flinch when she turns her gaze on me, but I stand my ground. Besides, it isn't like I haven't dealt with awkward situations like this before. I may screw up at times, but that doesn't mean I haven't learned a thing or two in the 5 years I've worked in the business.
The mansion is indeed for sale, ma'am. Today's the open house, in fact. However, we haven't heard anything from the higher-ups that a deal has already been closed for this particular property. If you'd like, my co-agent and me can check with them right now.
She nods, seemingly in deep thought after I finished. She appears to be a reasonable person anyway. Given the proper explanation, she'd surely understand.
I thought something looked odd when I arrived here. Excuse me, I think I need to make a call to my secretary. Thank you for your assistance, Miss Santos.
With a slight wave of her hand, she leaves us. That seems to be the end of it. Both Rose and I breathe a sigh of relief. Disaster averted. I also don't miss the thumbs up she gives me for doing a good job, and I can't help but swell with pride. Still, I've already prepared myself to dial the number of our Luxorin office and check, even if she didn't ask for it. I'll be very frustrated if for some reason something has already been decided without my or Rose's knowledge. That's a whole new level of unfair. We've been working hard on this. Moments later, Miss McCulloch returns, looking a little frustrated, but with an apology clear on her face. I feel a little sorry for her having to go through all this trouble.
There seems to have been a little misunderstanding with my client. If you'll allow it, I'd like to stay and wait for them here. I was informed they'll be dropping by for the open house today. I figured it'd be a waste to just leave after that long drive. I might as well meet him here.
Are we gonna have all the characters slowly gather in the house together? And then the axe murderer comes or something?
Certainly. You can stay at the parlor in the meantime, ma'am. I'm sure it won't be long before our guests arrive. And, Isabella, I left a few documents in my car. You know where I keep those. Can you please get it for me?
Rose takes a glance at her wristwatch before tossing me a set of
And
keys.
hurry. We've still got a few minutes to double check those papers.
Okay, got it.
The two of them disappear behind the parlor's door. Their departure brings with it a stillness to keep me company, neither welcoming nor comforting. Alone, like this, it's impossible not to think of what really happened. I wish the memory isn't as elusive as it normally is. Then again, Rose already said she didn't receive any call from me. Was it just paranoia? A temporary lapse after having heard all of those tales about this place?
Why does she keep thinking that?
I don't know.
Denial.
You're the only person that remembers something, and everyone else is like, no, that's never happened. It'd drive you a bit crazy and make you not want to think about it. That's, me trying to apply reason to, be horror movie plots. People are just stupid, I guess. Probably. What are we saying probably to? I've already forgotten.
That
Backlog.
is
Just paranoia. Okay. Do we want to look at these while we're here? Journal.
Is that like today's date? No, because it says the
No.
21st. But I mean, like when we started, it was like the.
Oh,
So I thought it was strange.
no. These are locked in dates.
Gotcha.
21st, before going to the Immergarde Mansion. I think we read that already. While looking for her missing co-agent. Oh, okay. That's a cold compress. That's different than what I had in my head. So. Marianne McCulloch found Isabella Santos lying unconscious in the mansion's foyer. Cool. And that's still today's profiles.
I think they just added to Isabella's, it said.
Ah. Okay. Relationships. Ooh. Marianne. Okay. Alright. Anyway, so it's probably just paranoia. I want to think of it as such. Better to think of it as such, so I can work in peace. Except a small part of my mind begs to differ, and if I'm going to be completely honest with myself, I want nothing more than to leave this place as soon as possible. I don't know what's in this house, and I don't want to know. The keys Rose have just handed me dig into my palm, as its jagged edges creating shallow ridges on my skin from how hard I'm clutching it. It's a reminder of what I still need to do and why I've taken this job in the first place, for that big bonus. Hugging my blazer closer to my body, I exit the house to get what Rose asked of me. Just a few hours more, Isabella. Sell the house. Get the money. Get the girl.
Oh.
Oh!